Hi, friends. Welcome back to the channel. Obviously, I'm Adam, and today we are recording the next episode of the podcast. So, welcome to the pre-show. We wait for some people to head in here, and we get ready to record. I hope you've had a fabulous week. I hope you've been enjoying the episodes that have come out so far. Don't forget, you can always write in to modernmagicalmeddling@gmail.com and or podcast at madamadam.com. All right. I'm so excited about this week's episode. I've got a lot of emails to answer from you guys. So thank you for writing in. Thank you for participating. We're going to get set up and then we're going to get ready to go here. But thank you guys again. Make sure that you're staying participatory in the chat if you would like. I'm going to be looking at the chat as we go as well to see if there's any comments or any questions that you guys have for me as well. What is my hair doing today? I don't even know. Oh, goodness. All right. Let's see. All right. So I've got my emails all set up. I've got my water here. I'm set up. I think I'm ready to go. I hope you guys are too. I'm ready. All right. Modern Magical Meddling. What episode is this? 3, 4? Oh my God, I don't even know. I don't even know anymore. Okay. Yes. Oh, I started a minute early. Give it a chance, Adam. Oh my God. So much stuff to talk about this week, honestly. So many things to talk about. So I hope you're strapped in. Hi, welcome to it. Hello. Hi. Hi, friends. Welcome to the pre-show. Welcome to it. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whether you happen to be in the world. Hi. Fantastic. Welcome, everybody. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for hanging out with me while we record the podcast. Love the pre and post show. I'm so glad. It's like little private time that we get together that's not on the episode. Makes people have to go to YouTube, you know? And my YouTube just, we're at like 999 followers or something like that on my YouTube. And which I think is wild because I only have like 20 videos. So I know it comes from my other platforms and people coming to it from there. So I just think that's really cool. And I'm flattered. All right. Well, I'm ready if you are. Don't forget to be, feel free to comment in the chat. Feel free to put some questions in, your own comments about the things that are happening, your own comments and about the things that we are reading about, the things that are in the emails or advice that you might have for the people that are coming through as well. I'd love to hear your thoughts. But yeah, we're going to get started in just a minute. And yeah. It's been a day. It's been an evening, rather. I mean, it's my own fault. I'll tell you guys in a second when I start recording. All right. Let's do it. Excuse me. All right. Let's do this episode, shall we? Hey, what's up? I'm Adam, and welcome back to another episode of Modern Magical Meddling. I'm tired. I'm tired today. Oh my God. It's my own fault. I did it to myself. Yesterday was my masterclass. I do monthly classes, tarot classes. I call it a master class because it's stuff that you can't get other places. It's stuff that you can't get from books or from anyone else. It's specifically my methodology of teaching and my understanding of tarot. And I'm whether you know or not, I'm self-taught. I'm self-taught tarot. I've always believed in doing your own research, looking up your own things, reading your own texts, reading your own books, finding your own methodology and way of doing tarot. So, that's always been my vibe with it. But I had 3 classes. I do monthly classes, and there's 3 different time slots spaced out throughout the day. Um, Oh, Tracy, bummed I missed this class this month. Oh, don't worry. Next month, every month classes happen. So don't worry. Once again, we're live on my YouTube. We are recording the season 2 episodes of the podcast on YouTube Live. So if you follow my Instagram, I post on my story when I'm going to go live on YouTube, and you can join us live and participate in the podcast as we go along here live in color. And you can rewatch the video of the recording as well on YouTube if you would like to see my face for some reason, my backdrop for some reason, my little side duck over there. You're more than welcome. Class was amazing. Thank you, Sarah. I appreciate you. Thank you for coming. It was really fun. We talked about the minor arcana, and they're spaced out throughout the day. So there's like an 11 a.m. time, there's a 4 p.m. and a 10 p.m. So they're pretty spaced out throughout my day. So, there's that thing where you can't really do anything in between because you're waiting. You know what I mean? You're like paralyzed from doing stuff because you're waiting for the thing you're supposed to do to come around. So we kind of just eat, but me and Dustin just kind of eat in between and watch TV and just wait for my next class to come around, or I post content or something like that. So, but no, girl, I am just fucking tired today. I'm so tired. All of my classes went over. I went over. Normally this supposed to be 90 minutes. I'm going to have to make them 2-hour classes because I just don't shut the fuck up. I have so much information to share. I have so much stuff to say that we always go over. And I love it though. Don't get me wrong. Teaching classes, recording this podcast, and going live in general are my favorite things about what I do. And aside from, personal private readings that I have with my clients, those are all amazing, of course. But this podcast means a lot to me. My classes mean a lot to me because it's just you guys wanting to hear me talk. And I'm so flattered by that. But I'm exhausted because they all went over. And ever since I was working in customer service, ever since before COVID and before the pandemic, before I became Madam Adam, I always had this idea that my time is sacred to me. My alone time and my recovery time, my bounce back from the workday is very sacred to me. And I have this idea that like, I don't want to sacrifice my time from things that I love and enjoy. So even though I should go to bed, it's like, I just don't want to work all day and then come home and just go to bed. You know what I'm saying? I want to come home and unzip and spread out and enjoy myself and watch a movie or play a video game, even if it's until the wee hours in the morning. So I still do this where I'm like, you know what? I gave a lot of energy to the collective. I did a live. I did readings for people. I need some Adam time. I need some me time. I need some me stuff. So I've been on a horror movie kick lately since I've been doing horror movie reviews on my channels. And people seem to like them, and I like them. And it's more of me trying to sprinkle in my personality on top of the tarot that I do. My channels are obviously tarot induced and they're tarot focused, and I do readings for a living. It's my business, right? But I'm also now in a point where I've got 1 million followers on TikTok for a while now. I'm at 100 and something thousand followers on Instagram. My Facebook is blowing up. And this YouTube channel has just under or near 1,000 followers. So I'm starting to feel like I can share more of myself and just more of my own interests and more of things that I like and enjoy. And of course, those things don't have nearly as many views as the tarot, because I know what you're here for. You're here for tarot. You're here for the message. You're here for the guidance, the thing that I said I was going to do. And I'm going to keep doing it. But of course, it's my job, and I love tarot and I love what I do. This is my purpose. I'm going to be Madam Adam for the rest of my fucking life. But I just love, I want to be able to share more of my interests. So I've been on a horror movie kick lately, and Sarah asked in the chat here, did you get your bath? No, I didn't get my bath. I didn't get to do that. Oh, yay. Thank you, Marlo. We hit 1,000 followers on YouTube. Amazing. It was 999 when I logged on. So that's great. So I got an extra one. Great. Amazing. Thank you guys so much for your support. I appreciate you. So last night after class, my 10 p.m. class, which didn't end until what, like midnight almost, because it was like 2 hours. So it was like 10 to 11 to 12, basically. And I sat up and I was talking to Dustin earlier about how I'm so curious about the Art the Clown movies. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about, but Art the Clown and Terrifier, those movies, I've never seen them. Well, I hadn't seen them. And I've only seen the character walking around Comic-Con and having a lot of like really gory kind of stuff with them. And I'm not a big fan of gore. I like supernatural. I like slashers and like supernatural things. Um, but I'm a horror movie fan in general. You know what I mean? So I was like, you know what? If I'm going to do tarot reviews, or if I'm going to do horror movie reviews, I should see some stuff. And I've just been so curious about it, about the hype about it, and about people are like, it's terrifying. It's called the Terrifier for a reason. Art the Clown is fucking crazy and it's gory and gross. And I was talking to Dustin about it and I was like, I know you don't like gore. I'm not going to make you watch it. Dustin's not a huge scary movie fan anyway. So I was like, I'm not going to make you watch it. I'm not going to force this on you, but I'm so curious. I kind of just want to see. I kind of just want to check it out, you know? So, and I was thinking about it in between the classes and stuff. And I was like, I remember going to see Saw 1, 2, and 3 in theaters with one of my cousins who is kind of horror movie obsessed with me. And that's super fucking gory and not in a low budge kind of way, in a very, you know, studio Lionsgate kind of, you know, high quality effects kind of thing. So I'd done some research about Terrifier and Art the Clown, and it starts with All Hallows Eve from, I think, 2016 or so. Oh, no, that's the Terrifier movie. But anyway, but All Hallows Eve is like a shorter thing about that introduces Art the Clown, and very gory and very low budge. So, but after class, I sat up on the couch and I was like, you know what? I'm not going to run a bath at midnight. I just don't feel like it. So I I sat up on my couch with Orzo and I watched, I poured myself a vodka because I needed it for my nerves. And and I watched All Hallows Eve, and it was pretty cool. It's fun. I get it. And it's difficult to be super shock and awed with low budge gore like that. It does feel a little hokey. It does feel a little silly. But Art the Clown is fucking terrifying. And then I started watching the first Terrifier movie right after that, because I don't know if any of you guys have seen Terrifier, if you know what I'm talking about, but there is a particular scene in that movie that is gross. Gross. And they don't show much. They show the beginning of it, and then they show blood splatter on his face and him laughing and smiling, and then the end of the deed that he's doing. But spoiler free, I mean, the movie's from 2016. It's kind of old now, but basically, this podcast is for mature audiences, right? So basically Art the Clown basically saws a person in half from the groin down. She's hanging upside down and he saws her in half, basically down the middle with a hacksaw. And my first thought was like, damn, that's a strong saw, because it was really, really thin and all of that. But that image is now permanently burned into my brain. So if you can't handle gore, I would maybe suggest not seeing it. But I only got through halfway because I actually got sleepy. And then I was like, I need to watch something light and fluffy so that I don't have nightmares and I can go to bed. So I was up until like 2:00 in the morning getting to know Art the Clown. Getting to know Art the Clown and scaring the fuck out of myself for no other god-awful reason than just my own stupid fucking curiosity. So I'm going to finish the movie later. I'm going to post a review about All Hallows Eve, and I'm going to be adding it to my Halloween viewing for sure. But yeah, I was up until like 2:00 in the morning watching horror movies, torturing myself, and having a great fucking time. And then of course Orzo gets up at like, 7:00 to go pee. So it took him out, and then sat on the couch and passed out for a couple hours before he needed to eat and all of that. Orzo keeps us in check, keeps us on a schedule. So, but yeah, that's why I'm tired today. I'm a little, yeah, I went down the rabbit hole. Absolutely. Thank you, chat. I went down the rabbit hole, and I'm loving it though, because I know Terrifier 2 is apparently really good. They're coming out with Terrifier 3, and yeah. Oh my God. So just my own morbid curiosity. And I sat up till 2 a.m. watching this gory, disgusting, horrifying movie that was actually really cool and really good. So yeah, Dustin thinks I'm crazy because I sat up, I take baths and I take baths and watch scary things to relax. And he's like, there's something wrong with you. And I'm like, I've got trauma. But that's what I like. That's what I enjoy. I have this image in my head one day where I want to be on a red carpet or something for a horror movie, interviewing the cast of or talking to the cast of the movie and maybe having them pull a tarot card or two and giving them a quick little read on the red carpet, but in the vicinity of horror. I want to be in the vicinity of scary things and scary movies and stuff like that, just because that's what I love, you know? I like gothic tarot decks. I like spooky tarot decks, stuff like that. Sounds like it was well worth the sleep deprivation. I think so. I'm just fucking tired. I'm just tired. But yeah, other than that, class went really well. It was a really good time. And I think that I got many emails from my students about how much they liked class and all of that. So yeah. Oh, book club was mentioned in chat. Yeah, we just finished reading My Best Friend's Exorcism, which was really, really amazing. Grady Hendrix writes a sickening horror novel. I had previously read How to Sell a Haunted House, which was really good. And so we read My Best Friend's Exorcism. I also have the Final Girl support group that I want to read in the future. The next book we're going to be reading is Slewfoot by Brom. Brom writes a great horror novel. He has The Child Thief, which is a Harry Potter, Jesus Christ, a Peter Pan, a Peter Pan retelling, The Child Thief by Brom. Really good. And he also has one of my favorite holiday books, which is Krampus. We're going to be reading that one during the holidays. So if you're listening and you would like to join Subscriber Book Club, all you have to do is subscribe on Instagram, and I go live and I read the book aloud to you guys. We read it together. So it's not like homework and then come back and read it or come back and talk about it. We read it together during the live, and it's really fun, and I narrate it and do little voices and things, and I think it's fun. And you guys seem to too. So are we going to watch My Best Friend's Exorcism movie together for book club? I don't know if I can swing that. I don't know. I'm worried about like copyright and stuff like that. But we'll see. We'll see if we can swing it. We'll see if we can figure it out. I would like to, because I know that it is a movie, and I do want to watch it now that we've read it. So I'll see what we can do. We'll see what we can finagle for that. But yeah, feel free to subscribe on Instagram if you want to participate in book club and have me read some stuff to you out loud. I like it. Before, for book club, we used to do like fucked up fairy tales, and we would read the old Grimm's fairy tales and how fucked up they were and how demented and kind of sick they all were. We read a lot of books together, actually. We read Oddkins, which is one of my favorite children's stories. It's a fable for all ages that we read around the holidays last year. We also used to play Choose Your Own Adventure games, and we read Choose Your Own Adventure Goosebumps books. We read Goosebumps together. So yeah, subscriber time on Instagram is pretty fucking cool. You get a lot of stuff. You get to do a lot of things with me that are outside of the realm of tarot, and just I feel like you get to get closer to me. You get better access to me. You get closer access, and you get to know me better and share some unique things. So yeah, Oddkins was amazing, right? I love that book. It's so good. Yeah, anywho, we've got some emails to answer today. Don't forget, as always, you can write in to modernmagicalmeddling@gmail.com or podcast@madamadam.com if you want to submit a topic or a question, or if you have any advice for me, or if you want advice, or if you have any topics you want me to talk about, if you got movie recommendations for me or anything like that, I'd love to hear them. So let's dive into these emails, my friends. First one up here is from Melissa. Hey there, I'm such a fan of your work and I love your content. Your self-love message is so powerful, and I hope all is well with you. That being said, strap in, girl. Perfect intro. I have recently been going through what some would consider to be a lot. I recently lost my very special cat unexpectedly to neurological issues, and I've been grieving over it immensely. Also, my husband and I found out our very close friend has been doing very gross and nefarious things online. You don't want to know, it'll make you sick. Behind our back, and he's now in jail and waiting his trial. Ooh, shit. I can only imagine. My head is like going through the possibility of that. On top of it all, I've recently gone back to school and I'm putting much pressure on myself to do it all perfectly, to be a perfect wife, student, employee, and cat mom. I'm a Gemini, so multitasking usually isn't a problem, but I'm having a hard time staying in the present, taking time for myself, and really loving myself. To be honest, I'm very mean to myself on most days. I'm going to therapy, but I was curious if you have any further advice as well as what the cards have to say. I want to be softer with myself and prioritize me. Good Lord, strap in indeed. Holy shit. Okay, wow. Well, first of all, let's unpack this a bit. So for the cat bit, we got to do what we got to do. We have to do what's best for the animal. We got to do what's best for us as well. We had to put down our puggle Benjamin late last or early last year because he had suddenly developed a platelet blood problem, and we took him to the groomers, and we took him to the groomers, and they were like, we can't work on him anymore. He's bleeding from the mouth. He's bleeding from his gums, and it's not stopping. So we need you to come get him, and we can, and so we're not able to work on him anymore. And we were like, okay, that's weird. So we monitor him, we watched him for a little while, and sure enough, the next day he was weak and he was tired and his eyes were bloodshot, and it just looked like he was just suddenly all of a sudden just going. So we ended up having to make a tough decision and putting Benjamin down, and it was the hardest thing I'd ever done as an adult myself. So but yeah, losing a pet to unexpected issues and the grief that is, grief is different for everyone, babe. Grief is different across the board, so we got to honor that, and we got to make sure that we're giving it the time. I let him have me. Personally, I let Benjamin have me. Whenever he came to my mind, I let him have me. I let the emotions sink in. I let it happen. I didn't try to like push it down and go through the day anyway. I didn't do that. Whenever it came up, I removed myself and I let him have me. So it was coming up when we would take Ramen for walks. I was taking Ramen for walks, and I'm like, well, Benjamin would be with me right now, with me and Ramen, and I would just lose it. So I just stayed in it. I stayed in it until it felt, you know, until I felt like I was good. And eventually it got to be a 3-hour thing down to like an hour thing. And then it turned into like a song. Like I could pick a song. Specifically, there's a song from Belle, the anime movie called it's A Million Miles Away, and the chorus is literally just come back to me, a million miles away, come back to me and stay. And hearing that over and over and over again, and the song actually the end of the song is very uplifting, and it helps you kind of like come back up to the surface of the feelings of the ocean of feelings that you're swimming in. It's a really beautiful movie, beautiful song. And and eventually it got to be that when I was feeling this feeling of grief, that I would just put on that song, dive into the feeling, have a good cry, come back out of it again, and continue about my day. So I would say with the grief bit, you just got to give it time. It'll happen, but don't push it down. I'm glad you're in therapy as well. Husband and you found out a close friend has been doing some fucked up shit. That's hard as well. That's another grief process of that friendship died. That friendship died. That friendship is gone. So we have to process that. And you didn't do anything wrong, by seeing the good in someone, by seeing the things that you love about someone. I mean, not to nerd out about it or anything, not to throw a silly analogy on it, but I mean, fuck, Emperor Palpatine in Star Wars was masking all of his dark side abilities to people for fucking years. No one knew he was a Sith Lord. No one knew he was trying to run the galaxy and do all that and had dark side apostles the whole time. And he was really like Satan. Like no one knew that. People hide themselves because they know they're doing something heinous. They know that this is bad. They know that they shouldn't be doing these things. So they often hide themselves. And it doesn't say anything about you if you couldn't pick up on that or if you didn't know. I'm glad you're going back to school, though. That's lovely. Congratulations on that. Perfection is a myth, baby. There's no such thing as perfect. There's no such thing as normal. There's no such thing as perfect. It's just not going to happen. Taking time for yourself, really loving yourself, getting over being mean to you. We got to change the words. We got to change the way we come at things. We got to let it be okay to narrow down the priorities. You got to make it okay for you to narrow down your priorities. You can only handle so much shit. You can only handle so many things. So I talk about this a lot, but you only get 5 priorities. You have to come first. You have to. If you're not going to come first, then you're not going to be around to do the things you need to do, you know? So you only get 5 priorities. You have to narrow it down, put a lid on what you prioritize. So you prioritize yourself, you prioritize your family, you prioritize steady income if that's something that, you know, if maybe you don't have to work, I'm not sure, but like steady income is that we live in a capitalist society. We need money to function and live. So steady income is a thing. People that fuel your vessel, people that, you know, help you or people you care about, and then whatever fuels the vessel, whatever makes you happy. So for you personally, I would say like you need to come first, then your family, then your job, then your schooling, and then things that make you happy, and then therapy, self-love, and all of that. Those are your priorities, babe. You got to narrow it down. We have to narrow it down so that you can remove FOMO. You can remove the implication that you have to be something for someone that you're not capable of being right now. You have other priorities. You've got shit you're doing. You have other things to focus on. If you're not going to make the schooling a priority, if you're not going to make therapy a priority, why the fuck are we doing it? Multitasking is juggling. You're grabbing other people's priorities. You're grabbing other people's truths and thinking that, well, if I don't do it, who's going to do it? People need to learn the hard way. There was one day, I might have told you guys this story before, but there was one day, Dustin used to be notorious for leaving the windows down in our car while he would park I told you I'm tired. He would park the car outside the garage and leave the windows down occasionally because, you know, driving home Florida, we didn't have AC in our car at the time. And he would come inside and forget about it. And then it's Florida, so it would rain overnight. And the next day there would be like the seats would be wet and soaked on the inside. And he would get all frustrated and everything. And I would get frustrated with him and like, why don't you remember? Like, and we would bicker and he would say things like, well, go outside and do it for me then. Like, go outside and put the windows up if it matters that much to you. I made a mistake, Adam, whatever. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. But like, I'm not going to mom you. I'm not going to go out there and roll the windows up for you. You be responsible, you know? So eventually this kept happening. And there was one day where he came home and I went outside and took the dogs for a walk and came back in and I noticed that the car windows were down and it was going to rain. And I was like, no, he's going to have to learn. He's going to have to learn on his own. He's going to have to do whatever. So I played dumb. The whole time. And I was like, yeah, great, blah, blah, blah. Let's go to bed. I got up in the morning and he went to go get coffee or something. And I just see him huffing and puffing around and grabbing towels and shit. And I'm like, what's wrong, babe? What's wrong? And he's like, nothing. Don't worry about it. And I was like, what happened? And he was like, I left the windows down again. And I'm like, oh shit. Do you need help? Do you need me to help you? And he's like, no. He's like, I need to deal with this. So, and he learned, and it hasn't happened since. Sometimes you got to let people fail. Sometimes you got to let people fall. Sometimes you got to let people figure it out for themselves, babe. It's not your responsibility to pick up after everything. You have to focus on your priorities. But let's pull some cards. Today, we're going to be using Pulp Tarot, which is a deck I really enjoy. I did a review about this one on my YouTube. Look in the future for tarot deck reviews. Sometimes I don't like the deck, and I'm going to be honest about that. But yeah. Let's use Pulp Tarot. See what we've got for you today, my love. What advice do we have? Queen of Swords energy, absolutely. Four of Swords, Ace of Wands. Very nice spread for you, my dear. Queen of Swords energy is don't expect issues, but when you find them, deal with them properly. You should have a more passive relationship with things that exist outside of your priorities. If it's not a priority to you, have a more passive relationship with it so that whatever happens just kind of happens. It is not a priority to me. These millionaires that imploded by the Titanic, I could give a fuck less about that, honestly. That might sound harsh, but like the coverage of it, I think is kind of gross because there's bigger problems. There's bigger issues. There was that boat of like 700 refugees and shit that happened, all kinds of other things. So that's not a priority to me. So I have a passive relationship with it. I'm like, yeah, that's a thing that's happening. The world is focused on billionaires again, whatever, you know? So it's not a problem. It's not my business until someone asks me, hey, what do you think of this? Hey, what do you gather from this? Then it's my issue. Then it's something, if it's presented to me, then I speak truthfully about it, right? That's Queen of Swords energy. The sword she holds is very passive. It's her words, it's her truth, it's her mouth, it's her opinions, it's her logic. And whenever, so don't expect issues, but when they're presented to you, when there's problems presented to you, deal with them properly and be honest. Four of Swords energy as well. We need rest, honey. You need sleep, babe. Your sleep should be your alone time, your rest time should be sacred. It should be sacred to you. So it can't be reactive. That's the thing. It can't be a reactive thing. You taking care of yourself shouldn't be a reaction. It should be a natural part of your culture, a part of your own personal culture and the way that you do things. So yeah, Four of Swords energy. We need rest. You hold up your end of the table. You do what you said you would do, and that's it. You just show the fuck up. That's all you have to do. It's 2023. People are not shy about telling you what they need, about what they want. People are not shy, honey. So you just show the fuck up. You do what you said you would do. You hold your priorities, and you light this match, babe. You got an Ace of Wands here. You starting a new passion. You're getting excited again. We're doing things that are meaningful to us. You got to light the match. You got to get passionate. You got to move forward. This is a wonderful thing you're doing. The juggling, girl, narrow down the priorities. So you want me to strap in, you strap the fuck in. You strap in, and you narrow down your priorities and get ready for people to be pissed off at you because you're putting up boundaries and you're not agreeing to play roles anymore that don't make sense to you, roles that you don't want to play. You're going to be a mom, you're going to be a student, you're going to be an employee, and that's it, girl. That's it. Those are the only roles you have to play. So you don't need to over participate, and perfection is a fucking myth. Literally. I've had to learn that on my own as well. I don't edit videos. I don't edit them. I like to do a one and done. There are people that are like, hey, let me edit for you. And I have a hard time giving my content over to people because I want it to be organic. I want it to be authentic. I record a video beginning to end on the raw, and then I post it. There's a tarot deck review that I posted where you can visibly see me start over. I go blah, 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 tarot deck review, and I stutter over myself, and I stop, take a deep breath, and I start over. I thought that I had edited down at least to my beginning and middle, or to my beginning and end, but apparently I didn't. So you can go back and look at one of those tarot deck reviews, and you can see me actively start over live on camera because I didn't edit it down far enough. So even my content that I put out, my daily readings that I put out, it is press record, take a deep breath, all one shot, stop the recording and post it. It's all one. There's no edit. There's no cut. It's not perfect. It's never gonna be. But that's what makes it genuine. Your pursuit of perfection screams disingenuous. It's you pretending, babe. Perfection is pretending. Consider that. Your more authentic self is messy. Be her. Be the mess. Lean into it. That's what I got for you, my friend. I hope that's helpful. Continue to pursue your passions, but you need rest, and we need to not assume that there's issues. Yeah? Very good. Let's see who else I have here. This person is anonymous, and it says, I'm really struggling mentally and my family is struggling financially. Do you see there being any change in mine or our near future for a better and brighter future? Let's see what I've got for you, my love. This one is anonymous. Yeah, it looks like we're going to be able to look back at this. That's what I've got. I've got Seven of Pentacles energy for you. We should be able to look back at this in the future as a time that we got through that was valuable to us. Whenever I'm feeling this way, whenever I'm feeling a struggle or going through some financial struggle, or me and Dustin are like, oh my God, like we only literally have money, just enough money to pay rent this month. What did we do wrong? How are we going to make it through this? Oh no, all these things that come up. We have to reflect and look back and remember how we've got money before, remember how we've traversed these situations before. And that's kind of where you're at. That's what I've got here for you is that this is going to be something that you should be able to look back at use constructively. The Hermit is here, and Temperance. So essentially your peace is directly related to you guys minding your fucking business and doing what you need to do for you. We need to withdraw. We need to back off from some people. We need to back off from some energy. We need to get through this time as a family alone. We need to figure this out ourselves. So look back at how far you've come already. Look back at what's made sense for you before. Be realistic about what you can accomplish in a day. There's 24 hours in a day. Bullshit. There's like 6 hours you get to fuck with. Literally, there's like 6 hours you get to fuck with in a day. After this live podcast recording, I'm going to make content, and then I have clients, and then I'm going to do a tarot deck review, and then I've got another client, you know what I'm saying? Like and then I have to find time to eat. I got to find time to eat and be a husband and take care of my dogs with my husband. You know what I'm saying? I need to find time to be a person. So, and then of course, as I said earlier, you know, I'm going to stay up late and watch gory, stupid fucking horror movies until 2 a.m. You know what I'm saying? So we're all a mess, babe. We're all struggling mentally. So it's important that you find peace in your solitude and the alone time. You guys got to do this shit yourselves. You got to figure this out. But this should be something in the future that you should be able to look back on constructively and be like, remember that time in June 2023 that we were fucking going through it? We got through that, didn't we? We can get through this, right? So I hope that's constructive, my love. And thank you so much for writing in. Let's see what's next. All right. First and foremost, I love your content so much. You and Dustin are such goals, and I've also enjoyed watching both of you grow and encourage each other. My husband's the best, isn't he? I swear. He's just everything to me. I don't know how. Yeah, I just don't know. I don't know how I'd be able to do any of this shit without Dustin. Without his support from a distance, you know, his just like, keep it up, babe. You know what I'm saying? He's just loving seeing me for what it is, that him seeing me for who I am. And, you know, I come off the live and I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with people? You know, I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with people? Why are people so negative? Why are people so fucking condescending? And he's like, make content about it, make a video about it, or shut up. You know, like, this is an everyday thing. We talk about this all the time. You know, you can't control people. What would you tell yourself? And I'm like, this is why I married you. So, as for my issue or question, I'm trying to improve myself and make moves toward who I am meant to be. I feel as though every time I'm making moves toward forward and improving and progressing, I fall down on my face. I consulted my cards and it said to trust, breathe, and let go, but I'm struggling to do so. Well, of course, babe. That's so like love and light. Like it'll be okay. Don't worry. I have a hard time. I'm skeptical of that my fucking self. I'm skeptical of that too. Like, what do you mean it'll all be fine? Show me how. Show me. How is it going to be fine? I guess my question is, what do I need to do to keep moving forward and not get discouraged or take steps backwards? I just feel blocked. Like every time I get to a certain point in my transformation, I bounce off a wall and I'm starting over. Thank you in advance for reading this, whether you answer or not, blah, blah, blah. Well, we're talking about it, bitch. Let's see. I'm going to pull cards, of course, but honey, listen, you're so much of that is just your fucked up mindset. So much of that is just you being too analytical, you being too hard on it, you looking at it too finitely, you looking at it too fucking close. It's not a linear journey. It's not all forward or nothing. It's not all, you know, uphill. It's not all, it's ebbs and flows. It's ups and downs. It's some days are good days. Some days are bad days. It's very 2 steps forward, 1 step back. You are never starting over, ever. You are never starting all over. That is so fucking stupid. You're not starting over. It's like I posted something before where people were like, oh, I feel like I've just given up on my dream. How do I, you know, let myself find my dream again? It's like you didn't give up on it. You just put it down. You had your hands full and you had to put it down for a second. Pick it back up. Get back into it. You got to reframe the mindset, honey. You're being too literal about the way that you think of things. Every time I'm making moves forward and improving and progressing, I fall down on my face. No, every time you think you're doing well, you have a bad day. That's it. It's not a pattern. It's just the way shit is sometimes. It's 2 steps forward, 1 step back, but you're still moving forward. You still know more about it. You have so much self-awareness in this, but you're not seeing that you're literally blocking yourself with your mentality on it. We're playing victim here a little bit. Yeah, I fall down on my face. I consult my cards and said I should trust, breathe, and let go. Right. So we need to do that. Breathe, let go. It's don't have expectations like that. Short-term goals, long-term goals. But expectations create disappointment. Every time I get to a certain point in my transformation, I bounce off a wall and I'm starting over. No, you're not. You're never starting over. That is so fucking stupid. You bounce off a wall and you just need to be put back in the line again. You just need to jump back into it. You know what I'm saying? It's like if you were running a marathon or something and suddenly you tripped and fell, would you start over? No. You would get up and keep going. Right? Like imagine that. Imagine if you were running a marathon and you tripped and fell and you said, "Fuck. Now I got to start all over." No, you don't. Keep going. Just keep going. It'll be fine. You need to lighten the fuck up, babe. Honestly, we really need to lighten up on this. You got to be easier on you. 6 of Swords energy. Honey, this is about the journey. Think about the things you're taking with you on the journey, the right mindsets, the right tools, the right people, the right attitude. And honestly, if there's a day that you don't wanna, if there's a day that you can't, don't. Choose not to. When there's days that I need to wallow, I choose my wallow. I pick it. I'm like, you know what? It's a pajama day. I'm not posting content. I'm going to sit on this couch and watch the Munsters 1,000 times. And then I'm going to eat junk food and have a drink or two. And Dustin's going to tell me we need to get out of the house and take me to Universal Studios to ride a roller coaster because that's the only place I can scream where people don't look at me crazy. Yeah. It's about the journey, babe. It's not a linear thing. It's not all forward. It's not a straight line. You know what happens, honey? You know what happens is that you get going on your journey. And what happens is you get to a point where you are out in open water, right? Like you're on your journey and you're used to having landmarks. You can see that you're moving forward because you have a shore to compare it to. You have landmarks to compare it to see that you're going far. Now, in these middle bits, you don't have anything to compare it to. You're out in open water and you're like, fuck, am I still going in the right direction? Yes. You still going in the right direction. Don't look at the other people on the track. Don't look at the other people in the swimming pool. Keep going forward, right? That was the first thing I learned in competitive swimming in junior high and high school. I was MVP of the county. I was one of the top 5 guys in the whole state. And honestly could have been an Olympian, but then I found theater and weed and, you know, don't do drugs, kids. But yeah, the moment that you start looking at other people and start comparing yourself to them, you start to slow down, you start to freak out, you start to feel tired and all of that. So you're just out in open water and you don't have landmarks to compare your journey to. So you just need to keep fucking going. You have the Hierophant, honey. Your cards are right. This is about standards, consistency. It's about tradition. It's about you doing what you do well and keeping that going for you. 4 of Cups energy, you're comparing, babe. You're putting other people's feelings ahead of your feeling. You're comparing yourself to other people, and that's going to stunt your fucking journey. Yes, absolutely, Sarah, there in the chat. Give yourself some grace, honey. Give yourself the permission to fall down every now and then. You're allowed. It's fine. I fall down too. I get depressed too. I cry for no reason too. Dustin's like, is this a Pisces thing? What's happening? Do I need to help you? And I'm like, no, I'm just feeling some feelings right now. And it's like, for no reason. We were hanging out with our girlfriend, Chelsea, in Virginia. I was drunk in the backseat of the car crying. Why? No reason. I was like, I'm just feeling a lot of feelings right now and I just need a minute. And I was just crying. Just cause. And they're talking and laughing and having fun, minding their business because I'm just having an emotional moment. Doesn't mean anything. Doesn't mean that I'm depressed or going through. It's not a linear journey, babe. It's not one direction. It's not linear. It's not all uphill. It's not all progress or nothing. It's about the journey. It's about the ebb and flow. It's about you being easy on you. Stick to your consistencies. Quit putting other people's shit ahead of you. Quit comparing. You're fine. You're not starting over. You just tripped and fell. Stand back up. Started a walk, then a jog, then a run. You'll be fine. Lighten up, baby. And listen to your cards. My God. Listen to your fucking cards. Take the reading that's given. Let's see who's next. All right, Madam Adam, I'm a beginner reader, and lately I have been getting a lot of pentacle cards, inverted and upright. I am married with a five-year-old daughter and going through financial hardship that stems from choices made in the past that are coming back to bite me in the ass. So the pentacle cards make sense. However, I am stressed. I'm a Libra sun and moon, and my rising in Leo. I'm an emotional person, and I tend to freak out hard with crying, screaming, and end up panic attacking myself into a spiral before I can calm down. I'd like to know how I should or how I can adjust my mental focus or energy to reflect a calmer state of mind while I battle this hardship. It's going to be rough for a while, and I know that, but my reactions to the hardships need to change. Shit, maybe this is a therapy question, but right now, tarot therapy is my therapy. Hoping some tough love tarot will shed light on my situation, Chelsea. Absolutely, babe. You and me are very similar, honestly. I'm the first one. I'm a very stereotypical crybaby boy when it comes to being sick. When I'm sick, when I don't feel good, I'm a huge crybaby. When I was going through CHS, which is obviously not just me feeling sick, it's a lot of pain, it's a lot of discomfort. I was at Spookala dealing with the CHS flare, which is why I'm sober again from weed. And when I often, my first thing, Dustin hates this shit. My first thing is I make it worse. I make it worse before I make it better. I get emotional when I don't feel good, when I'm in pain, when I'm out. I feel like I can't control myself. I feel like I don't have control of the things going on around me. My knee jerk is to cry it out and to hyperventilate and to, it's honestly to spiral. And I heard RuPaul say something that was very powerful. You can look at the darkness, but don't stare at it. Don't stare, and that's something I'm taking to my lives as well. My Friday night lives that I get really frustrated about on TikTok because people are fucking monsters and just really stupid and love to tell me I'm dumb or, call me a fag or, I shouldn't be doing this. I'm going to hell, whatever the fuck they say. I can look at the darkness, but don't stare at it. The moment I stare at it, I'm giving it too much attention. It's eating me up. It's making me spin and it's making me get bitchy. And that's not fun. It's not constructive. So same thing with this. Like you're not just looking at the darkness, you're staring at it. So I fully sympathize. I do the same thing. I make it worse before I make it better. I hyperventilate. I turn it into from a little cry into a fucking shoulder sob fest of like uncontrollable sadness, uncontrollable like wallowing and depression, and it gets bad before it gets good. So yeah, we have to do something about these things. We have to try to catch ourselves in the moment. We have to know that there might be a performative element to this. Are we putting on a show for ourselves? Are we crying out for attention? I've caught myself doing that where I've been hearing myself sob and cry just because I want Dustin to come over and be like, babe, it's okay, I got you. But he also knows that I need to figure out some shit on my own. And if I'm going to be performative, then I need to pull back and I need to see what I'm doing and I need to fix my own shit. It's enabling for him to constantly rescue me just if I'm feeling a certain way. If this is a habit that you have, if this is a repetitive thing that you do all the time, this is your reaction. Maybe it's gotten a little performative. Maybe this is the way that you're reaching out for help. Maybe this is the way that you are seeking attention, that you just want some love, and that's what I do now. When I feel the spiral coming, I go to Dustin and I'm like, I'm spinning. I can feel it getting worse. Can I have a hug? Can you hold my hand? Can you just sit next to me and rub my back a little bit? Can you just give me some love language? I ask. I tell him what I need, and he's someone that loves me, so he gives it to me, with his own boundary as well. He's been like, babe, I can't right now. I've got work to do. I've got something going on. If you really need me, I'll be there in a minute, but try to breathe and try to get through this one on your own, okay? And I have to listen to that and respect it, So it's no one's job to pick you up, honey. No one's job to pick you up, no one to help you out. I would just mind, are we being performative a bit in some of the things that are happening here? So what I have for you is boundaries and protection. 9 of Wands energy. We need to find our boundaries. We need to spend some alone time remembering what's hurt us before, that we're hurting ourselves here as well with our mindset and the way that we're handling this. But the sun is present. We need to find the joy in the moment. Maybe you just need to go the fuck outside. Maybe you need to go for a walk. Maybe you need to go for a drive. I've got the Chariot here as well for you. So maybe we need to change the scenery. You're already succeeding. You're already doing things that are right for you, but we need to see that for what it is. But joy, optimism, positivity, we need to find that in the moment here. Get in touch with some inner child energy. And honestly, get a fucking therapist. Get a therapist. Honestly, I did BetterHelp for a while and my therapist was lovely. They're not all great, but you can also switch your therapist for free if you need to. But BetterHelp is super affordable. And I used it for like 3 months when I was going through a hard time and really, really enjoyed it and had great success with it personally. So, but my first therapist was like, you don't need therapy. You can do this yourself. And I was like, okay, next. And then I found the therapist on BetterHelp that was holistic. She read cards to me and we spoke that card language of tarot and oracle. So it was really beneficial. But yeah, I've got the sun here, babe. There's things for you to be grateful for. It's not all bad. We need to look at the light. We need to look at the good things. You just need boundaries and protection and movement. Move your body, change the scenery, get some endorphins in your system by going for a walk, working out a little bit, stretching, do sun salutations perhaps. There you go. I'm prescribing sun salutations for you. Do some Google yoga with Cassandra on YouTube and get into some sun salutations every day so you can practice some gratitude and regain the control. Okay. Just mind that you're not being performative, that you're not, this isn't your method of reaching out or trying to get attention or love from someone. I'm trying to get people to love me, but I don't want to ask them. So I'm going to whine and cry and scream and make this worse than it needs to be. I had to catch myself doing that. That's just my personal take. That's what I caught myself doing. I caught myself being performative. I caught myself able to just turn it off all of a sudden. And I was like, oh shit, this isn't real. I'm just putting it on because I want help, you know? So something to consider. Oh no. I don't know where that cut off. Damn it. Someone called me and my recording stopped. Okay, well, we'll save that one and then we'll keep going a little bit. Sorry about that, YouTube. I should have put my phone on Do Not Disturb, and I did not. All right. I don't know where that cut off, so I'm going to press record again and keep going. Sorry about that, podcasters listening on Spotify or otherwise. Sorry about that. Someone called my phone and the recording stopped for a moment, so I'm not sure where I left. It's important, as I said, that we find the joy in the moment, that we go sun. As I said, I'm subscribing sun salutations for us. I'm prescribing you to check out Cassandra on YouTube, yoga with Cassandra, and do some sun salutations so that you can find gratitude and regain control over what you can physically do and not do for yourself here. So anyway, that's where I was going with that before I got cut off. I got a phone call that interrupted my recording. Oh my God, that's so embarrassing. Okay, anyway, let's see. I've got time for one more, I think. Here we go. Dear Madam Adam, firstly, I want to say thank you. I discovered you at a moment in my life when I needed some guidance, and one of your general readings popped up on my feed, so it was probably for me. I've been following your podcast and feeds since, and you're such a positive influence in this world, so thank you. Life's hectic as right now. I was seeing someone who right after we got close got a terminal diagnosis, and the last 10 months has been a roller coaster. I've had nights with him being suicidal. We've gone through massive emotions together and really intense moments, but also had some absolutely gorgeous times together that I'm so grateful for. Recently, he's isolated himself from a lot of people, including myself, and it's crushing. I don't really know what I'm asking because I'm just feeling so confused right now, hoping you might meddle away any way that you feel. I'd love to hear your insights. Well, good golly, that's a lot, babe. That's a lot. That's a lot for anyone to take. And that's a beautiful, there's such, honestly, without sounding from a place of privilege, like that's a beautiful experience to share with someone. I was with my great grandmother when she was passing. My grandmother needed some help taking care of her, and I had the privilege of being with her to the end of her life. And it was some of the greatest things I've learned and some of the greatest lessons I've learned about life and mortality. So I hope you can see that for what it is. But let me see what kind of guidance I've got for you today, babe, with the last few minutes that we have here. Let's see. Yes, Ace of Pentacles energy. Yes, yes, yes. Ace of Pentacles energy. This is an opportunity. There's opportunities here for you for growth and enlightenment and love and sharing. This is a gift, honestly. And I know it's hard to see it that way, but this is a gift right now. You've given this person a gift and they just needed to back off. They needed to, Eight of Pentacles. They're doing some work on them and it's been hard. It's been hard and it's been repetitious and it's been practiced. It's been over and over and over again, the same kind of thing. So your advice here is High Priestess energy for you to be patient with them and patient with yourself. Try to honor their need, try to honor what they're going through and be as patient as possible. But you're doing what you need to do for you, Cass. And I think that you should see this time as a gift, and you've given this person a gift of love and things that they can, go through their transition with. They have you, whether they see it or not. So I would maybe just reach out and just kind of leave it open-ended and be like, hey, I'm here if you need me. No judgment, no nothing. I'm not going to make you do anything. I'm not going to stop you from doing anything. I just want you to know that I'm here and someone cares about you, So just be patient with them. Be patient with yourself. This also has a lot to do with the divine feminine and the passivity of time. Death and tarot is a Scorpio thing, and it's about transformation and rebirth. So we have to see that. We can't get mad at the sun for setting. We can't get mad for time for marching on. It just does. It just is. So yeah, I hope that's helpful. You can't make people do anything. So all we can really do is try to reach out. All we can really do is try to be present and be there for them and all of that. So patience, my love. And this relationship has been work and it's going to continue to be, but we've got practice to do. We've got consistency to focus on, but they're working hard to try to figure themselves out here. But you've been a gift for this person, and this time has been a gift for you as well. So I hope you can see it that way. And I hope that that's helpful to you, but be patient, baby. Patience, a verb. Patience is something that we have to practice. Okay. All right, my friends. Thank you so much for listening and hanging out with me. We're going to call that a day. There's we talked a lot of emails here, a lot of things. So thank you guys so much for writing in. Please visit my YouTube, Madam Adam LLC, if you would like to watch the live of this or watch the video recording of this uninterrupted, as the podcast was a little interrupted as I got a call. I'll make sure I put on Do Not Disturb in the future. See, there you go. I don't edit this. I just put it together. So my bad. YouTube, stick around for the after party. And yeah, lighten the fuck up. It's just life. No one makes it out alive. As we all well know, mortality's a bitch. And I hope that you're all at least moving in directions that you're proud of for yourselves. Nothing is promised to you, but go out there, unclench your jaw. Don't forget to hydrate. And as always, buck it up. Very good. Thank you, YouTube. Thanks for hanging out. That was embarrassing. I'll have to see how that edits together, or doesn't. I'm going to see how that layers or where I stopped talking, because all of a sudden it was like, we're saving this. And I was like, what is happening? Oh, I'm getting a call. So yeah, thank you for your time. Thank you for hanging out with me. I appreciate you guys. Good for you, Marlo. Good for you. That's amazing. Yeah, don't forget we're live tomorrow night. Tomorrow's Monday, right? So we're doing Monday Night Live as always, on TikTok and Instagram. Look for tarot deck reviews coming up. I've got a couple of decks I'm going to be reviewing this week. So make sure you guys look for those. And yeah, share the content, share it with people. Word of mouth is a great thing too. Tell people about Madam Adam. I would so appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. After party, don't forget that you can join my Instagram subscription if you want to join book club. We're going to be starting Slewfoot in July. So we're not going to be reading this week, but next week we'll be reading. And thank you guys again for hanging out. I so appreciate you. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye, guys.